magic.
Oh, it's huge, dude. That's what I said. You guys know what I realized? I hit record and I was like, how cool is it that I get to make a YouTube video where you guys watch me on YouTube? And then I was like, wait a minute. You guys watching me while I watch YouTube through YouTube. And I was like, YouTubeception? I don't know. It made me chuckled, actually. Welcome to another reaction video, guys. Today we're going to take a look at another League of Legends cinematic based on your guys' recommendations. Actually, it's so funny. Sometimes I go through the comments and I'll see that one comment that's like, Chris, how on earth did you miss this and the other thing? And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, I'll do it. Like, it's okay. And we haven't done League of Legends for a few weeks now. So that is pretty cool. Now, today was a pretty cool day actually, because I received this in the mail. Now, if you guys, I'm not sure how you guys can see it, but this is the Damascus Steel Edition of the Reach wallet, which have brought you guys today's episode. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of the Reach wallet on the channel. I have the burnt titanium as well as the forged carbon, two of my favorite wallets. But this one is on another level. Now this is a special edition, but it's totally worth it, guys. The moment you unbox this, you know you're holding something very special, and it is just sick, man. The pattern of the steel and everything, super cool. So if you guys are into minimalism as well as that really cool industrial design, then the Reach wallet is for you guys. It comes in a ton of colors. My new favorite being the Damascus Steel Edition, as well as the forged carbon and burnt titanium. It can hold up to 12 cards, plus room for cash. It has lifetime warranty, which is pretty sick. And you can use my code in the description, Chris Connor, to get 10% off, as well as free worldwide shipping. And with that said, let's fire up YouTube and check out Call of Power. Like power. I don't know about calling it, but... So full screen and 1, 2, 3. Calling power? I don't know.
There is a great power in this world. Ancient and forgotten.
What was that, mate? Nice tree.
It transformed fields of bare stone into wonders of life
I like the voice.
and magic.
Oh, it's huge, dude. That's what I said.
It carved mountains, drained oceans, and burned skies.
Dude, the voice actor is really good, actually. Nice shot.
It never faded. It only grew stronger.
Oh, is that like a piece of it? And it's like the crystal? And if you like put it all together, all hell breaks loose?
Waiting to be found.
That was a freaking sick
The
transportation.
stronger it grows, the louder it calls.
Wow. That looks amazing, actually. Like how the roots of the stone/tree. He is tired, mate. He looks like a very thin version of like Thanos's
Others seek to
species.
claim this power for strength, balance, control.
Flashback time. Ooh.
I was weak then.
Oh, you lost. I've never seen this kind of.
Without. Never again.
Ooh, hello there. Oh, I think I know her, man. She's like the pirate chick. Anubis. Oh, that is sick. Hope he brushed his teeth.
The call of power.
Man, that is so menacing. Oh, I see what you did there. Okay, so you found it. You have the piece. Dude, that looks so cool. Guardian? Whoa, whoa! Whoa, dude! Ooh, ooh! Oh, what's happening? Oh, who is gonna control who? Oh. That was a bit OP. I think it's like the last kind of breath, you know?
Many say I hold too much power.
Did you do it? What is going on, man? Was that... Did he do it? And then he brought it back.
Others say I can't be trusted.
Man, I think he had it before, and
Maybe they're right.
because he destroyed the city by accident or something.
But the only power I truly have is the strength to let it go.
Wow, that was pretty sick actually, the strength to let it go. There's one missing. It's like the Infinity Stones, man. Oh, that was sick. You know what's funny? I remember there was a League of Legends cinematic that was like a music video called Rise, and it was featuring, you know, like the characters and like the gamers going up to, like, you know, the thing, and up top, like the final kind of like battle with like Faker or something, the other guy used like the book, which I think is this character's like special power, because he had a book, right, and he went like and it was this guy as kind of like a ghost hollow thing that tried to win over, but he won, I think. So that is pretty sick as a connection, because I think this was the actual character that that was illustrated on that one. So really sick, really good cinematic. This is what I liked about this one actually. It's quite different. Most League of Legends cinematics play a lot with like high energy kind of like action going on. This one had that, but it was a different kind of like genre, let's say. It was way slower with a lot of tension, great narration and voice acting, as well as the action through the flashback, and it just built it a very cool like sensation of wonder and tension, which I really enjoyed. So that was pretty sick. Let's jump right back to it, guys, and go through it and just discuss some cool filmmaking stuff. So 1, 2, 3, go again. Let's go full screen.
There is a great power in this world.
You know, most filmmakers, they don't like narration, because narration is like given as if it's like a lazy way to introduce the world and story elements to the viewer without having to show them, basically, or take them through them. But if it's done right, narration is actually quite powerful. And in this case, the voice actor, to me at least, sounds amazing. Like when I hear his voice and he says the lines, I'm grabbed by them. And of course the script helps, but you know, performance is performance. So here, going through like a complete black to those like embers, and then what he says about the power and the things, and then we're just introduced to the thing that has the power itself, which I'm guessing based on the ending is one type of power, like distraction, for example, and then like other crystal type shards thing. So this is really cool, and I love, if we take note to the subtle sound design that's going on here, it really puts you in and it helps the atmosphere and the tension and the wonder that this builds.
Ancient.
Like, this reminds me, you know, like when you have something menacing, this is a very menacing sound design to come when it comes to an object that has not exactly its own soul, but the energy or what's in it basically emits this kind of like, remember the Lord of the Rings and the ring, like when Frodo would go into this like kind of like limbo mode, and then he would put in like the ring itself was doing the things, and they have like great sound design. This is a really cool way when you have an item of power or darkness to use sound as the major tool to tell the story to the audience that this item holds whatever it is really good. And this way they done a great job. They just put it right in the center, nothing else to like distract you from it, and it has an amazing like kind of like design when it comes to like those kind of like power elements, like just like emitting from it because it's in shards basically, and then the sound comes in. And you know, of course, being red, we do associate red with a dark color, because if for example it was blue, blue is used as a good color in general. That's just like what color schemes do. Purple, because it's between blue and red, is the in-between color, and things like that. Like green and blue are usually good colors, so you will not see them being used in this way.
And forgotten.
Forgotten, we fade off. Really cool. So this is really interesting because at first you can't tell the scale. Of course the colors are really pretty. We have a very cool kind of like white canvas when it comes to the forest and fog, but the leaves are quite nicely like yellowish, like orange, which gives you like a fall kind of like situation.
It transformed fields of bare stone.
So it's interesting because the narration also kind of like has a parallel relation to the visuals, because he's talking about like what this thing has done and how much power it has, and you're like, okay bro, I mean cool, but it's like a forest, and then you realize the massiveness of the trees, and you're like, oh damn, it must have like good dirt and shit.
Into wonders of life.
Very cool.
And magic.
Like just having him there walking to that tree that we just went from up down, it really sells the vastness and the size. Really cool. So from the way that he's walking,
in carved mountains,
we get the sensation that this guy has been through a lot, you know, and through his voice and the tone. So I really like what I'm seeing.
Drained oceans and burned sky.
I love this shot, actually. This is a really cool shot. When a character approaches something, it gives you a sensation of wonder, as if we are looking from far away, because we'll still want to look, but we're not sure. Like, let the guy come close and we'll look from a distance. Then this kind of like drone shot rotating through the pivot point that is the character, and when he has arrived, it gives us a sensation of like watching from afar, and it gives us a good perspective, as well as that kind of feeling like we're not with them, we're sitting a bit further out because we don't know what's happening.
Eyes.
It builds tension and like weirdness, if that makes any sense.
It never faded.
I don't know if you guys noticed, I didn't notice this the first time, the leaves are stone. So the whole thing is not actually a forest, it's like stone, because when he moves his hand, listen to the sound design of the leaves. It's not actually the sound of the leaves, it's the sound of like rock and metal.
It never faded.
That's really cool. That's really cool, man.
It only grew stronger.
So is that the whole thing? Because at first I thought he had like a piece of it, but I think it might be the whole thing. Really quickly, guys, when you're dealing, this is of course animation, but when you're dealing with effects such as this that are completely visual effects, let's say you had a nice cool piece of 3D printed rock prop thing, and then you would put those assets within After Effects. Careful how his face is illuminated by the fact that this thing emits energy, which you would not be able to do on spot, on location filming. But if you had an LED like the one that I have next to me, putting me a cool kind of like bluish ring light at the edge light, you can use this the same as a physical kind of like element when you're filming to really help with post-production, and it would take your visual effects to a really next league compared to like not doing it.
Hidden away, waiting to be found.
Mate, this transportation is so sick. So it's funny because they don't show him teleporting from point A to point B. They use sound and flickering to, you know, show but not show that this is happening, and then they just use the final teleportation, which is a really cool idea if you think about it, guys. If someone is making like a short film and they're on a budget, this is a really cool way, like use flickering stuff and sound design, and then just spend time to make one visual effect transportation versus having to show transporting out and in. And this is really cool, like you have this and the smoke particles going in, and then his face is in. So sick, man. You can definitely do this because if you notice again, even though this is animation, if you want to replicate this, the camera stands still basically. So if you shoot in 4K, you can put a bit of like handheld movement or like drag it out and in and out. But what I'm trying to say is you will not need to do complex 3D tracking and 3D rendering of assets. You can use pre-rendered visual effects and then pull the same thing off, because as you can see here, they don't do anything fancy with the camera, but the sensation and the world still gives you a really epic feeling, man. So it's not always doing crazy things to pull things off.
The stronger it grows,
This shot, man.
the louder it calls.
Oh, sick. So we're starting from ground up and then we pivot upwards, but we're quite high, just again to give us the scale, man, and the importance. And we are approaching just as he's approaching. Gorgeous, mate. I love it. So these are kind of like the placements for those shard crystals. And he's gonna put this one in, and then we're gonna transition to the flashback. So I think he's taking it back. I think what happened
To claim this power.
was because he had it. And as he says at the end, I'm letting it go, because he saw what... I also like the transition between this and the flashback.
Control.
We've talked about flashbacks a lot in previous episodes, but basically, here they don't do exactly the same, but they do something similar. Basically, it's really good when you're doing a flashback to use an element within the scene to transition to the flashback and keep that element the same. For example, let's say the rich wallet was some form of epic thing. I would do this, right, and then the camera would focus on my hand and this, and with it, keeping it on the same frame, we would transition to a different location. Or like I hold it like him, and what they're gonna do is now you can do this and then keep yourself and the subject the same and transition the environment. You can do this with a green screen in both locations but keep you the same. So that way, that element being the same really helps with like the flashback transitions. So here is like that thing when boom, basically, and like an entire city became nothing, man. And I think he had to do a lot with it.
Naive.
So this is really nice. He's on 1/3 but quite small. And this gives us room in the frame to really look at the destruction. That's really good. And when it comes to expressions, they cut on the other side, which is the front, and we have a close-up because we really want to focus in like the subtlety when it comes to face. That's the thing with like acting on film, is that every micro expression the camera captures basically. So the thing about like acting, when you act for theater, is like so exaggerated, which I never personally, it wasn't my thing. Like I think theater is an amazing form of art, but it was not my thing. But when it comes to film, every little subtlety in the eyes, man, and the face, real. And I think best actors, they really have that subtlety of expression down so well. And that's what makes it realistic, because someone tells me, get angry, oh, okay, I'm angry now, or like, I'm so sad. It has such a huge range, but the subtlety really sells it off. And of course, you know, when they create these things, they do actually have an actor with the dots and everything and the tracking to like animate him in. It's really cool.
So I vowed.
Never again.
Again.
I really like this, man.
Never.
How cool. Do you guys see, like when you have action, how more quickly the camera moves? Let's do this. Another cool transition using the explosion and the debris and the smoke to transition to the next scene. I love this, man. How cool are those shots? Like they just twist and towards that thing is huge, man. It reminds me like Colossus, you know the game, Shadow of the Colossus. So many new characters, man, in this one. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know what the next chick is with the cool stuff. Ooh, like they are getting him, man. Ooh. Where's that? How sick, man. I can see it being used in the game and like having to freeze. Ah, nice. That was some like pa 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 pa.
Few can resist
Aggressive.
the call of power.
I get it, man. That is really cool. So now we cut to the initial scene, and I like this. So in the first opening scene, right? You had the crystal and you had the shard, and it was just that on focus, nothing else, center of the frame. And now this using the exact same shot, but they do this cool parallax thing to reveal a character or an element in the scene. I did the same thing with Paragon Reloaded, where you had my character kind of like looking through and getting like an alarm thing that something is off, and then on the same shot, I would twist, and then it would reveal kind of like another character. I really like this. This is a way slower version, but the intent is the same. It's really cool. Playing a focus as well. Oh man, this is so amazing. I have such respect for artists, man. Like, look at this scene, guys. This is gorgeous, man. Like the way the framing is, the colors, that you have this very dark blue hue, and then this thing just illuminates that crimson red, and you have the reflection and just the whole thing, and the mist and the fog. It's just insane, man. So sick. See, I would say this thing is a guardian, so that he doesn't let someone take this. And I think that because the color is blue, and blue, I would think that it's some form of like protective element to protect the shard from being taken. Versus if it was red or something else, be like, oh, you're the bad guy, okay, cool, kill him. So I think, oh my god, this is the story of how he got it. Then the city collapsing destruction happened, and then he's going to return it, as he says at the end. That's so cool. All of that in 5 minutes. Dude, that's sick. We have some Harry Potter and Voldemort kind of like, you know, wand battle going on right here. Do you see his color is purple, by the way? Do you guys remember what I said at the beginning about color schemes? Purple is between blue and red. Red being bad, blue being good. Purple is right in the center, and this guy's design has purple. Is he really powerful in the game as well? Crazy, man. That is sick. That's it. Now we transition back to the initial storyline and he puts it back. Let it go, basically. I'm not sure if his design here is it's more lean because he's lost muscle from like walking around places, and in the flashbacks he was like more buffed or something. I don't remember, man. Let's see. Like here. Yeah. Nah, he's pretty much the same. Yeah, I would say he's the same. He puts it back.
Can't be trusted.
The important line. You got it done.
But the only power I truly have is the strength
To let it go.
to let it go.
Let it go! Sorry, guys. Sick. Well, that opened the other ones. And there's one missing. So we have amber, green, red, purple. So we're missing like a pure blue or like cyan, I would say. What happens if you have all the infinity stones, guys? Really sick, mate. Really sick. That is really cool, man. Really sick cinematic. I really enjoyed the slower tension based that this one had. As always, guys, let me know what you thought down in the comment section below, as well as if you have any other recommendations about what we should watch next. Do make sure to check out the awesome Rich Wallet Damascus edition, as well as the other designs. They're super sick, guys, and get 10% off, and I'll catch you on the next one. Until then, follow me on Instagram and stay creative and awesome.